Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all well and keeping safe. So for today's video I decided to do a bit of a glam look. So we've gone a bit of a lippy, we've gone for some gold eyeshadow and we've got some fake lashes on. So if you like this look then please keep watching. So as today's look is a glam look, I've already done my eyebrows and I've prepped them with the brow lock liner gel from E.L.F, and I've also prepped them with the clear brow gel from Rimmel London. So with a glam look I usually like to start off with my eyebrows like so, then I move on to my eyes, and then I do like foundation and concealer after, just because I don't want any of the fallout from the eyeshadow to go onto my foundation and ruin it. So I'd rather just start off this way. For me it just makes it a bit more of a clean process. So as I've done my eyebrows, I'm now going to move on to eyes. So for my eyes, I'm just going to prime them using my eyeshadow primer from MUA Makeup Academy. So it comes out as a like concealer colour, as you can see. And then I'm just going to use my fingers to spread that around the lid. Right, so once that is done, I'm then going to move on to the base colour. So I really like using my bronzer for my base colour if I'm going for like a glam look, just because I really like the colour tone in it. So I always use this Radiance Brick bronzer from Rimmel London. So just grabbing my Real Techniques brush, which is the Deluxe Crease brush, and just spreading that around my bronzer palette, and then just putting that all over my lid, mostly in my crease, because I'll be adding concealer and doing a bit of a cut crease on my eyeshadow, and adding more of like a gold tone to it. So this can be spread out throughout the lid. And I usually go as messy as I like to the edge, because then once I've got all of my makeup on eyeshadow wise, I then normally use a makeup just to clear up any edges so they look a bit more straight. So if this looks a bit like all over the place right now, then don't worry. So next we're going to use concealer to cut out the crease. So I just use my Rimmel London Lasting Radiance concealer. So just grabbing a flat brush, you just want to use a little bit on the stick and then just taking it from the inner corner into the middle. So as I'm only doing half cut crease, that's where I'm going to finish, just in the middle of my eye. So for this colour that I'm going to go for, I'm going to go for like a bit of a gold base. I'm going to use my James Charles Morphe palette, and I'm going to be using the colour, ooh, it's upside down, that would help. The colour's so good, which is this gorgeous gold tone here. Just using my base shadow brush, also from Real Techniques, I'm just going to get quite a lot onto the brush and just pat that over the concealer. So a lot of people use powder once they've put concealer down, but I prefer to go straight onto the lid. Personally for me, just for this glam look anyway, because I feel like the product then sticks onto the concealer more, so then it will stay on. Once I'm happy with that, I'll then just grab quite a big fluffy brush just to blend it all together, because I don't want it to go from like gold straight to that bronze tone that I had. I want it to be mixing together so it goes from lighter to a darker tone. So once that's done, I'm then going to add mascara. So I always have to curl my lashes. I always use my Morphe eyelash curler, and then for mascara I always use the Wonderluxe volume mascara from Rimmel London. So I'm now going to repeat the same process on the other eye. So once I've done the other eye, it's now time for lashes. So I love wearing lashes on a night out. For me, it sort of completes my overall look. It's one of the most exciting things that I enjoy about getting ready for my night out. So I am going to be using the EYELURE London Fluttery Light eyelashes. So like magic, the lashes are on. So after putting on my eyelashes, I then primed my face with the E.L.F Poreless face primer just to let that sink into my face just a little bit, and I then used my baby wipe just to cut across my eyeshadow just to make it a bit more sleek. So now it's time for foundation. So I am going to be using my Lasting Finish True Ivory colour from Rimmel London. So the colour might not match my skin right now because I've got a little bit of a tan, but we will see. So I'm just putting a little bit on my beauty blender. And because this is a glam look, obviously you probably would put on more product than you normally would for like a daily look, because you want the product to stay on throughout the night and you want it to look a bit different. I feel like that's made me look a little bit pale, but it's fine because we're going to be bronzing and contouring, so we're going to be adding some more colour back to my skin in like 5 minutes. So for concealer, I'm going to use my Super Stay Full Coverage Under Eye Concealer from Maybeline. I'm then just going to mix in some of the Lasting Radiance Rimmel London concealer that I used to do my eyebrows. And then just using a beauty blender just to blend that all out. So I'm now going to be setting everything in place with some powder. So I'll just be using my Stay Matte powder from Rimmel London, just using quite a big brush. I've lost my brush. I found my brush. So I'm just using a big brush just to go over And then to set the under eye concealer, I'm going to be baking, not food wise, I wish it was food wise. So I'm just going to be using my Morphe Techniques sponge and just adding some powder from NYX, which is the Studio Finishing Powder. So that just sets the concealer for the whole night, just so it doesn't move any of the concealer from under your eyes and just so that it stays in place. So whilst that's setting in, I'm going to be doing some contour. So I'm going to be contouring using the Wonderstick from NYX. So I'm just going to be placing a bit on my cheekbones, a bit on my forehead, my nose, under my lip and my jawline. And then to blend that out, I'm going to be using my contour brush. It's quite flat, gives you a bit more oomph into the, that makes no sense, gives you a bit more ease to like move the product around a bit. I'm then going to be using a bit more of like a fluffier brush just to blend that out a little bit more. Quick and easy blend. And then for bronzer, I'm going to be using the Radiance Brick bronzer that we used for eyeshadow, just using a really big fluffy brush. This is from Real Techniques, which is the powder brush. And I'm just using the bronzer in places that I've just used my contour. So now hopefully we don't look so pale. So once that's done, I'm just going to brush off the eyeshadow that we baked under our eyes, just with a small flat brush. This is also from Real Techniques, which is the contour brush, but I like to use it just to wipe away any excess of powder that I've left. And what I do like to do as well is go back in with the powder that we set under our eyes, just using that same Morphe sponge just to sculpt out the jawline a bit more. Just like that. So I'll just let that sit a little bit as well. So we're then going to set that contour with more contour, but because that's a cream contour and this is a powder, it's just easier to set the powder after. So this is the Highlight and Contour Pro Palette from NYX. So just using that fluffier brush that we used afterwards, I'm just going to go in, mix into the lighter shades. So I can now wipe away that excess powder. For me, that just gives a little bit more definition to my cheekbones, just makes them, the contour pop out a little bit more. So now we're going to move on to my favourite part, which is blusher. So I'm going to be using my Nip and Fab brush palette. So just using a big brush. A lot of product goes a far way in that palette, so you don't need a lot. It just sort of one little bit and it goes all over the place. but I love blusher and it makes me feel like happy and warm, so I like that step a lot. So then I will be moving on to highlight. So I will be using my Sleek Makeup palette and using the lilac tone that we've used in the last video, which gives a nice shine to the face. I then want to add a bit of eyeshadow just underneath my eyes, so just using a flat brush, I'm just going to be going in with my bronzer just underneath on the bottom of my eyes. Feels like that gives it a bit more definition as well underneath the eyes. And then for the second to last step, I'm going to be using a red lipstick for this to give it a bit more oomph for a glam look. So I'm going to be using my Ruby Woo lip liner from MAC and also the Ruby Woo MAC lipstick itself. So just going to line the lips first. And then once they are lined, I'm then going to fill them in. And then once I put the lipstick on, I usually go back in with the liner just to sort of go over any lines or anything that I want to sort of make more precise. For our last step, we are going to be using our setting spray to set everything in place ready for that night out. So I'm going to be using the matte finish spray from NYX. And there we have it. This is our glam look. So this is our final look. So I think it turned out quite well personally. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. The eyelashes are really nice. This is like the first time that I've worn them and tested them out, and they're really pretty. They're not too harsh, but I think they're just like nice in-betweeny look. I don't really use or wear red lipstick a lot, but I think it just finishes the look of it. So yeah, if you like this look, then please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe for when I post more videos, and I hope to see you all soon. Thank you, bye.